Marvel just announced the first movie of their kung fu action hero Shang-Chi.
Who?
It's got kung fu action, fancy cars, karaoke, daddy issues, hot Asians, and more kung fu action. So let's talk about it. And don't forget, if you're new to this channel, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon for more content. Director Destin Green is working on it, who directed Just Mercy. Writer Dave Callahan is also working on it, who wrote the screenplay for Wonder Woman 1984, Not So Great, and Mortal Kombat and Zombieland Double Tap. Haven't watched either of those, but I heard they're both pretty good. So the fighting choreography is easily the coolest part of the trailer. Knowing that this is a big budget kung fu / martial arts action movie, that shit gets me excited.
I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's.
The choreography looks pretty freaking amazing. It reminded me a lot of John Wick. Obviously, John Wick is very violent with its fighting choreography, and this one's not gonna be as violent. But it reminded me of John Wick in the sense that there's a lot of wide-angled shots. It's very clear. You can see exactly what's going on. You can see who's getting beaten the shit out of. Everything's very well choreographed.
I'm into that shit.
That's the shitty thing with action scenes. Sometimes you just don't know what's going on, and sometimes the fighting choreography is not that great, so there's a lot of close-ups to cover up all the not so great fighting choreography. But it doesn't look like this is gonna be an issue in this one. And there were two shots in particular that remind me a lot of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the movie. There was a scene where they were in a forest that looked super cool. They were like floating around. There was a lady in a green dress that looked like she was skating / doing some ballet dancing shit. I don't know what kind of style that was. Whatever that was, I'm in. That sold me. The entire choreography just reminded me a lot of what I wanted from Iron Fist. When I first saw the Iron Fist teaser trailer, I was thinking it's gonna have a lot of super cool kung fu action scenes. And we got a little bit of that. There were some cool moments in the show. Now, I'd only watched season 1, didn't watch season 2, so I don't know if it was a lot better in season 2 in terms of fighting. But in terms of fighting for season 1, not so great. But it looks like I'm getting what I wanted out of Iron Fist with this one, so I'm excited for that. I loved that the trailer didn't give away too much. I liked these teaser trailers. That's the kind of person I am. I like to get teased with the movie. Give me some of that cool stuff, give me some snippets, and that's it. Don't give me too much. It was 2 minutes long. It didn't reveal too much of the plot, too much of the villains. Some trailers are way too long, and even if they're not too long, they just reveal way too much of the plot. And this didn't do that. It just gave me enough that it got me excited, and that's all I need a trailer to do. And in a lot of ways, the trailer kinda didn't feel like a normal MCU trailer, and I mean that in a good way. It had this hip-hop mixed with kung fu action vibe that's pretty unique, at least to the MCU world, which made it feel like its own thing as opposed to another superhero movie. It kinda reminded me of how when we saw Black Panther, we got introduced to this world of Wakanda. It's like this whole civilization or city that was completely hidden from the world, and it introduced us to this whole other part of the world that we haven't seen in the MCU. Then we have Doctor Strange, where it introduced us to the whole magic and wizardy aspect of the MCU. We're seeing portals getting created, we're seeing buildings going upside down. It felt very different compared to what we've seen before from the MCU. And I'm getting the same kind of vibes from this one. I feel like we're gonna see this whole other new aspect of the MCU that we haven't seen before. And lastly, I want to talk about the characters. So I'm not very familiar with this Shang-Chi character, and I think most people aren't. Something I'm a little bit worried about is the Shang-Chi character. Something that I think is big in martial arts, I could be wrong on this, is Stoicism. And if you Google Stoicism, basically it tells you that it is the endurance of pain or hardship without the display of feelings and without complaint. So when I was playing Ghost of Tsushima, one of the complaints that I had of the Jin Sakai character, who is the main character, and he's the samurai master in the video game if you're not familiar with it. He was very stoic in the game, and it made sense. He's killed a lot of people, and in order to become a samurai master, I think, I could be really wrong on this by the way, you have to go through some sort of practice of stoicism, of being a stoic person. So that's kind of my worry of this Shang-Chi character, is that maybe he ends up being a very stoic kind of character, and that could be why we have this contrast with the support character or side character, which is the character that Awkwafina plays as. She has this very loud, colorful, funny personality, and it could be a good contrast to the more stoic Shang-Chi, but we're not really sure. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from the trailer, is that she's gonna be the funny one, the one with a lot of personality. She's gonna be delivering all the quick one-liners, all the witty jokes, whereas he might be the more laid-back guy and he's all about that kung fu shit. That's the kind of vibe that I got from the trailer. I could be wrong on that though. So yes, overall, as you can probably tell, I'm pretty excited for this. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon if you haven't already. Also, consider supporting me on Patreon as well. Let me know what you guys think of the Shang-Chi trailer in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, peace out.